We're going live, baby. Podcast episode number 30. Let's go. Holy crap, dude. 30 podcasts, man. Before we start the director's commentary, we're going to take a moment and recognize the 30th podcast. That's some cool stuff, dude. That's some crazy stuff. There's a statistic out there. Let me see if I can look it up. What percent of podcasts make it to 30 episodes? Okay. Ultimate Spidey, hello there. How many podcasts make it past? So, 26% of podcasts have over 10 episodes, and then 11 or more, you will have more content available than 74% of 2 million podcasts available, and that was as of April of this year. So it's crazy we've been doing this for this long already. The podcast, I've been doing like every week, but like I've missed some, so like it feels like I've done a ton in the time that it's been. So regardless of that, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support, being here in the chat and listening to my ramble about videos that I've made. Whether or not you dig it, like, as you know, you're here, and I appreciate that. I know in these I typically can't get to the chats as much, just because, you know, because I'm commentating on my stuff. So this is a different situation. But regardless, I appreciate you being here. Chloe says, "Yo, getting this podcast, I'm getting this one shared out a little bit. I would like to share all of them, like that I do, but it is what it is. Sometimes it works, or like sometimes I can. Sometimes I like to start these like right when I start. That way there's content and there's value like right at the beginning, instead of like, oh hey, we're setting up stream, that kind of stuff. But nah, either way, I appreciate you guys being here for this is the 30th podcast, gang. That's crazy. But today is commentary. We're gonna hop over to the director's chair. We're gonna hop over to the GareTheBear page. We're at 3.02 thousand subscribers. I really appreciate those who have subscribed as of late. Y'all are killing it with the subscriber game. I got the Ethernet cord fixed, so it's not going to fall out, and therefore we're not going to lose connection like last time, so we're going to be able to get it done in one cohesive run, which would be nice. I won't have to worry about crap that happens like that. So without further ado, first of all, first things first, the thumbnail is epic. Thank you. That was literally, Chloe, you nailed it. That's where I was going. The thumbnail has got to be one of my favorite in recent history, if not all time. Because it's just, okay, let me start this off with a story. We're going to go back to chat view because we need the intimate one-on-one time. So, what I love about this thing that I do, this creative thing. So, it was the night before I started work on this video. I think it was like Tuesday night. No. It was Wednesday night. No, was it? Wednesday night? Thursday night? One of the two. The night before I shot the thumbnail, I came up with the idea for it. And I wanted to capture the sheer, I wanted to capture the size of the office, make sure it was emphasized how it was small. And what better way to do that than from the top, where you can see down and literally see everything that's going on in the space, right? So I was like, I wonder if I could find a way to shoot from the top. And I realized, well, there's tile ceilings, so we can just like stick the camera up there somehow and figure it out. So I did like 11 o'clock, midnight, trying to go to sleep. I was like, click. And then I turn a light on, grab the book, doodle it down, and this is what we ended up with. This is the sketch before the thumbnail came out. So this was done the night before I shot the thumbnail. Shot from the ceiling, question mark? I don't know. Hopefully I'm holding it still enough for you guys to see. But like, regardless, that was done the night before. And the thing I really love, the thing that I think makes it, hello, face, focus, dude. It's out of focus. You can tell. Let me get up here real close. What up, dog? See if I can get it. Anyway, it's gonna be out of focus. That's fine. But the thing that I think is so cool about that is the fact that it turned out, the thumbnail itself turned out exactly the way I wanted it. And I knew I wanted it that way. I did it. I made it that way. It was perfect. And I think that's part of why I love it so much, is because it's exactly the way I imagined it. It's exactly the way I imagined it, and it turned out perfect on the first time. Because thumbnails take me a while sometimes, because they're a pain in the neck, and I gotta gotta cut it out and do it again and find pictures and this and that and the other thing. But when I intentionally sit down and shoot a thumbnail, they're just so much better. And they always turn out to the way I want them. But with that all said and done, another thing I want to really address real quick is the views on these videos have been way higher than I've ever seen. In this entire channel, my average per video is like through the roof, so I really appreciate that. Thank you all so much for watching. Really, really appreciate that, for real. Because we're getting closer and closer and closer to our goals of doing this for real. But with all that said and done, let's click on this epic thumbnail and get right into it.
A good story.
Okay, easy now. Dude, that's me starting. That was actually a really good intro, I think, because I started it like the second the video started. I'm talking, boom. I saw a fun thing. I'll have to talk about this at the end or another time. I'll talk about this at the end. Let me write it down. Talk about. Okay, so we're going to start this off. My first comment is, first of all, thank you to those who commented. And my first comment on this is I like that I started the intro like the second the video started. And we got some ranked tags. Wow, that's actually pretty solid. Hopefully it starts getting ranked in search.
A good story consists of conflicts. This story is about my office, my creative space. But it's a room. How can there be any conflicts?
I want to make sure you guys can hear the video. Can you hear the video okay? Oh yeah, that's great. Perfect. Benjamin! Look at that boy. Look at that boy. There's a whole, like, probably 2-minute clip that exists of just him existing like that. Like, I kept recording that for a long time, and I had to cut it out. I had to. It was just really going too long. Benjamin doing a trot. Bro, he do me. Look at me catching flies. Look at me catching flies, dude.
So back in December of 2020, I dropped out of college.
I love this car, setting up the story in the car. I think that's a really cool thing because that's like that kind of September bloopers full-length shot. Duh, bro, we're gonna get all the cat footage in the next bloopers. Dude, the bloopers are gonna be basically funny cat videos. But the car monologue that we've got going on here, I kind of really am digging these to start putting into the videos more because like it helps. It's nice for me to get into a flow of recording because like if anyone knows how this goes, it's like you kind of have to hype yourself up, work yourself up to get to the camera presence. And even if it like that makes it sound kind of fake, but even going from being completely silent, like waking up in the morning and starting your day, even from going completely silent to being on camera, you kind of gotta hype yourself up a little bit. You gotta work your way to that because the energy is not the same. But as a result of that, having this in the car where it's me in my solitude and I'm driving, like this allows me to really just start the talking process and start the, hey, this is what this video is about. So that is it's a helpful thing, I think, and I think it really helped this particular narrative because I was able to I was able to outline the basic story, and then that could set everything up from here. So this is that. That was this. I think I'm gonna do more of these. I've done some of these in the past. I think I'm gonna keep rocking with them because I think I dig them.
To pursue YouTube. It's what I've wanted to do for a long time, and I just decided to put my all into it at a really early stage. So in my hometown,
you know what's funny? I look back and so like people go full time on YouTube, depending on where you're at, like 50K, 100K, like that size. I went quote. I don't want to say I went full time, but I went all in on it. I had like 500 subscribers, which is crazy to think about. Like if you think about how big of a decision that was compared to where I actually was as a channel and as a creator, I was like, wow, was I small. Like the channel was itty bitty to like really go that far. But that's a thing. That's a thing about, I knew it. I knew, brave decision to be honest. Very brave, but I knew it. Like I knew I wanted it. I knew I was going to do it. And I'm going to do it still. Like it's going to happen. But I don't know. It was very ballsy, very brave, but it was obviously the right decision, I think. Like, as soon as I moved home, I knew it was the right decision. But no, it's funny looking back, because I'm like, man, I really only had like 500-600 subscribers. Like, actually, my desk right here, I have it written down, my milestones. The first milestone I wrote down on the desk was 600 subscribers, and that was like, shoot, where was that? Holy crap. That was March of 2021. So like 3 months after I moved back, I got to 600 subscribers. That's wild. So, whew, man. But hey, you know what? We grind. We did it, you know. Well, we're not there yet, but, you know, it is what it is. Even whenever we get to, say, monetization, there is no having done it. There's always more to achieve. But point is, I just think about that. In this video, you'll see some of the nostalgic shots from that time. It's like, whoa.
My parents own a business. There's a little room in the back, like where the kitchen is. And so when I moved home from college,
Subscribers. Yes! Hey, that's for 3,000, man. We gotta say subscriber 3,000 times. Holy moly.
I
just gotta do that video the same, but like 6 times.
allowed to occupy that little space for making my videos. It would be like my studio.
Alrighty, I'm getting everything set up in here.
Man. This is just a temporary setup right now.
I will say, one of the things about this video that I really, really dig, is the fact that I wasn't fully sold on it when I was making it. Like, when I was in the edit, I was really just looking for something to bring it back, because it was one of those projects, like I had a gut feeling I knew I wanted to make this video, but I didn't know how it was going to end up. I didn't know sort of what I was aiming for. All I knew was I wanted to talk about this office. I wanted to talk about this space, but I didn't have any clue of how I was going to like really make it make sense. And really towards the end of the edit was when I came up with the idea to put this nostalgic footage in here, because like I felt, even when watching it back, the old footage, like there's like 3 or 4 different sections in here from old videos that, you know, enhance what I'm talking about. And had I not put that in there, the video would have suffered tremendously, I think. And if anything, for me, because like I had trouble in the edit. I was going through and I was making it. I'm like, I'm just having trouble getting into this, because like there's, you know, for most edits, it comes to a point in the middle of it where I'm like, oh yeah, lock in, we're on it, like it's a groove. But this one I had to sort of push myself towards a little bit more. Like I had to push myself to keep on going until I figured out sort of how it ended up. But it turns out to be one that I really enjoy. Chloe says beefy college GTB, bruh. See, this is beefy. You know how many times it's kind of annoying? Well, it's not like annoying necessarily. I don't know. I get called like scrawny and skinny a lot, if not directly, but like in, you know, like at work and stuff. And I'm like, bruh. I'm like, bruh. But yeah, no, this is definitely beefy post-college, post-freshman 20 GTB for sure. The Panda did me dirty. The Panda Express did me way dirty.
Enough to get today's video edited, and then, you know, future video.
That's so crazy.
Until we get everything.
Look at that. That's so wild to me. They're so, oh man. I need to go back and like do a daily vlog binge. Mind business is how to respond to that. Pretty much, because it's like, bruh, it's the same situation both ways. Like, it's kind of, bruh, come on now. Like, I don't get offended by it necessarily, but like, it's just kind of funny. I'm like, bruh, the double standards out here. But anyway, that's not what this is about. No, but this is crazy. I love this. I want to, like I said, I want to look back and do a proper college daily vlog binge. Like, basically from the time the vlog started till, I guess, till it ended, but like even moving back home, because like once I got back home, it was really just crunch time, get a video out every day. That was the thing that I was sort of, that's what sort of, because other than that, there wasn't a whole lot going on. So the vlogs had a little bit less stuff in it, like had fewer characters, had fewer settings and things like that. It was very, very, you know, whatever. But I want to go back and do a proper binge of that one day.
Fix up and ready to go, which might take a little while. I'm not entirely
might take a little while. You know, it's funny because I was thinking about that, and now, and probably recently, but I think now that I've made this video, it actually feels finished. Like, it feels finished. It's probably been finished, like, officially a long time ago, but it feels finished now because it has a video made about it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but, like, it feels finished. It feels official, you know? Oh, yeah.
When it comes to these conflicts, in a good story, without these conflicts, there can be no change. There's no
when I was recording this, it was so annoying because when I was recording this, when I said without these conflicts, there will never be change. The word I was looking for was resolution, but I could not find it in my repertoire of English language wordage. But so that's why I added this B-roll, because that's exactly why, like,
these conflicts, there can be no change.
That's why I did that, to emphasize that word, because that was what I was trying to say in that clip, but I didn't want to redo it, because when you retake something like that, the feel, like usually for me, the first take is always the most genuine one, because I'm like trying to, after that it's acting, right? After that I'm like trying to re-say the same thing, but in the same way, it's like I'm trying to change it up while keeping the feel of it the same, which is really hard. So I figured this is the best way to cover that up. It's like our house. I don't know if it'll ever be finished. It's getting closer and closer, but there's always these little projects that we're gonna have going on. I think that's honestly synonymous with this office in a way. And it's crazy too, because here in the next 8 months I'll have a new office. I'll have a new creative space in which I will have to set up and do things with. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird for sure.
There's no getting better. There's no improvement. There's no getting from point.
Tell you what, dude. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be so great when I'm making money on this, like really, really big, because I'm gonna be able to write off all my Sharpie purchases, because they're gonna be for these videos, dude. Because I'm gonna go through. I have 3 black Sharpies sitting right here. I'm just like blowing through them. Like, there's only one of them that really, really works that well. I think it's this one. Or is it the other one? I don't know. There's one that works really well, and there's one that works mid, and there's one that kind of sucks. But yeah, the Sharpies on this paper is officially like a staple of mine. I'm starting to really figure this out. This is another thing I realized during making this video. I'm starting to figure out sort of a couple of things that are really my thing. A new space is so liberating, especially if you get a whole room. So much potential. Dude, it's going to be really full of potential. A little bit sad because I really like this little space, my little nook. It's cool. But having the extra space, like the extra square footage, is going to be sick. Because this is only 6x6. The bedroom, like, it'll be a second bedroom, so it'll be like, it'll be bigger. It'll be 8x12 or something. Like, it'll be a decent size for sure. It'll be a decent size. It's going to be so good because I'll be able to, like, also, why are your eyes lowercase when you write in all caps? Because, well, it's funny because there's a couple of reasons for it. One, because uppercase or capitalized I's take a little bit longer to write, and also they take up more space. And if you do the I, like just the line, is it a capitalized I or is it a lowercase L? And also, it just looks cool. And also, Casey Neistat does it. Like, that's part of the reason, because it's like a copycat thing. But there's a reason for copying. I wouldn't copy it if it was stupid. Like, I wouldn't copy it if I didn't like it. Like, there's a reason I copied it. Because it really, honestly, to me, it is excuses. But also, it's to me, it helps you see that that's an I. Because it could be a T with an L next to it. Like, it could be a lot of different things, right? So there's a lot, I think, 5 or 6 different reasons for it that are all, whatever. But also, it just looks cool.
Point B.
I would love to, there's a way you can do this online, I think, but I would love to make a font out of my handwriting and, like, use that for the merch or something, Have, like, well, I don't have it on, but, like, have the Never Give Up t-shirt. That's, like, handwriting font, but, like, I want to use my handwriting for it. Make this a font, and then, like, do all sorts of stuff with my handwriting as the font on the shirt. That's just like, to me, that's such a cool idea. Maybe I'm just full of myself. I don't know, but it's a cool thing. Okay. What I'm doing here, let me show you. This is a filmmaking technique called a match cut.
A to point B.
It's kind of scuffed in this video, but like we have a sticky note in the center. The sticky note's in the center. Sticky note 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 in the center. Right? There's that square in the center of your screen, and just everything around it changes. So it's like, it's what's called a match cut. The subject is like basically in the same spot, in the same thing, but everything around it is changing. So it looks like the subject isn't changing, but it is.
And with setting up a creative space comes a series of conflicts. I needed an overhead shot.
Oh, yeah.
I built an overhead shooting rig. Have an idea, but don't want to lose it.
This hole between 1 minute and
conflicts.
Between 1 minute 34 and 3 minutes and 20 seconds was grueling for the edit, and there's a couple of reasons for that. This was the part where I had to really push myself through to get to the end, because like I had to go back over this over and over and over to make it look a little bit better. Because how I wanted to organize this video was like, I had to get all the footage. That was part of it. That was part of the time-consuming part of it. But I wanted to set this video up to where I want to talk. The start of the video is like me saying, I want to talk about this space. But with a good story, you need conflicts. And this is just a room. Like, are there really any conflicts? And then the conflict is not only not having a conflict, in air quotes, like the conflict was the idea of not having any conflicts, but also the conflicts are infinite, or they are plentiful, because all around this whole office is comprised of a bunch of small conflicts. There's a reason. The reason everything in this space is here is as a result of solving a conflict. The reason I have the PC, my other one stopped working. The reason I have the overhead rig, because I needed this shot. The reason I have all this crap is because I needed it at one point. The reason I have all the whatever is because at one point in time I needed that for something. The reason I have the trash can with wheels on it is because the thing keeps getting knocked over. So all the details of the office, all the little things, little bits, little pieces of it are there because at one point in time that thing was a result of a conflict being solved. So that's why, like, figuring all that out was tough in the making of this. So, you know, it was hard for, I don't know if I even did it. It's tough. It was tough for me in the edit to really feel like I was getting that idea across. That all of these conflicts were the conflict. Like the conflict resolving itself in a way. Like the conflict at first was, is there a conflict? And then realizing that there was infinite conflicts is the resolution of the conflict. I don't know if that makes any sense, but. And also it was just a pain to edit because it was like really repetitive but see, I think audibly it was repetitive, but I think visually having the words up here, the word conflict is whack now. Yeah, I was feeling it towards the end. But the words up here, I think helped. And also, it reinforced the idea that these are the conflicts that I'm talking about. These are the conflicts. These are important. And also getting all the B-roll. Because I wanted to have, like, in this whole section, because this is like 2 minutes worth of stuff. Like 2 minutes worth of talking about conflicts. How do I make it as interesting as possible? I only have like the talking head shot like in about 5 seconds worth of this, right? The rest is B-roll. And I spent an hour or two sitting in my office just like shooting everything. Like I shot legit almost everything. Not everything made it in, obviously. Like I probably shot 20, 23 conflicts. Only about 17 of them made it in because like it just didn't feel right and they didn't flow as well with everything else, but. And also I needed to add some serious sound design, some serious visuals, like things to keep it so like if you pay attention, every conflict, mouse click to activate it, mouse click to close it, mouse click sound effect. So you're getting this audible cue. I'll talk about this a lot in these streams. Get that audible cue, boom, and then boom, and then boom. So your visual is changing and also your audio is changing. So your attention is getting re-grabbed and re-grabbed again and grabbed again and grabbed again.
A creative space comes a series of conflicts. I needed an overhead shot. I built an overhead shooting rig. Have an idea but don't want to lose it? Sticky notes. Lots.
This is my favorite thing right here, the entire video. This is my favorite thing.
Have an idea but don't want to lose it? Sticky notes. Lots and lots of sticky notes.
That's the best thing in the entire video. I don't care. That's my favorite thing of all time. Like, it's okay. I have this was the this is my favorite part of the whole video, dude. I love it. So how that thing came
Sticky
to be.
notes. Lot.
Initially, what I wanted was, this was the back end of a shot that I got. I was trying to get something else. What I was gonna get was me writing the words, lots and lots of sticky notes on those. I was gonna get those and like put them in as I was writing them. But then when I had them all written out, I was like, let's stack them and make it presented in a slightly different way. And I saw this and I was like, in the edit, I put them both together and like picked which one I liked. I was like, dude, this is the one right here. This is so good because like the words are not being written as I'm saying them; they're already written, and just stacking the sticky notes adds a different that's different. That's cool. That's new. I haven't seen that in this video before, or I haven't seen that. Who knows at all? Maybe it's just so cool to me, and it's written on sticky notes to reinforce the point that there's a ton of sticky notes.
Lots and lots of.
And it was also hard because the word "of" was its own sticky note, yet so insignificant when I was saying it.
Want to lose it? Sticky notes. Lots and lots of.
So, of sticky notes, it didn't get a separate cut.
Wanna
I want to
lose
watch
it?
it again. I want to watch it again.
Sticky note.
It's so satisfying to me. I can watch it 100 times.
Lots and lots of sticky notes.
And see, the music stops. It's important. Pay attention because this is cool, right? The music is cut. There's a mouse click. I'm obsessed with the mouse click, dude, if you can't tell, because it's so subtle, yet to me it's so effective. It's like click, 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 and it's such a subliminal sound effect that people are so used to hearing. It's like, oh yeah, okay, next thing, boom. It's a cue. It's so cool. I'm watching it one more time. I'm sorry. I love
Sticky
it. I'm
notes.
so psyched about it.
Lots and lots of sticky notes. Sick of spending hours and hours editing videos,
OG
sitting
gaming chair video
in a folding chair.
Also,
Getting
I
of
love that
sticky
edit. It worked out so nice.
Sick of spending
The
hours
black and
and
white
hours
edit. So I turned the chair
editing
around and
videos.
boom, black and white chair. That I felt was so effective for this because it's like, man, that represents, man, that chair sucks. But we have the
Getting a
gaming chair.
folding chair. Get a gaming chair.
And then also, it's kind of cool. I think it worked really well transitioning from that cut, from that, like, get a gaming chair. The next shot, I'm in a gaming chair. I'm in the same chair. So it's like a, whatever you call that. There's like a parallel or something. Like it's
Editing videos, sitting in a folding chair. Get a gaming chair.
and I'm sitting in it. Boom.
Want to make a video in an imaginary world that I don't have access to? Use the green screen.
This almost got cut. Like, wow, close, almost got cut out. I kind of like that it didn't, though, because this right here, using the green screen is actually kind of cool. It's something that I've not done, really, since the OG, like, Tuesday streams. I used it all the time, and then I got tired of it. The Death Star, yeah. And honestly, the green screen's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of effective. Like, I mean, obviously, you can tell I'm not, like, there's so much more to green screen use than meets the eye. Like, lighting is stupidly important. Holy crap, lighting is, like, number one. Like, step one, have good lighting. Step two, have a green screen. Like, that's how important it is.
Need some more to put my color-coded labels.
This is another part of the video I really, really like. Just this. I think conflicts like 5 through 7 or something are really cool.
Use the green screen. Need some more to put my color-coded labels, leftover batteries, painter's tape, and Woody? Hooks. Use hooks. Sick and tired of the echo in this office? Rip apart an old mattress and use the foam. Walls in the office feel kind of bland?
Look at that.
Put up an Among Us poster.
Sus. Dude, you know what would have been so cringe, but so funny? Like, I thought about this as I was watching it back the first time. I was like, walls in the office looking kind of bland? Put up an Among Us poster. I should have said, walls in the office looking kind of sus? Put up an Among Us poster. But that would have been super cringe, I think.
Walls in the office
Saw that Easter egg, but forgot to comment. Dude, you gotta go back and comment again.
feel kind of bland? Put up an Among Us poster.
Hey, the Easter eggs, man. I'll be putting some in every now and again. I gotta get back to it because they're fun. But like, a little Among Us guy. I think Among Us, that little guy, makes up like 70% of my channel's Easter eggs. Because every time I mention Among Us, it pops up. Which is not very frequent, to be fair.
Need a better machine to edit videos on because the old laptops just wouldn't cut it?
Look at this guy. My homie. He's in the computer, in case you didn't know.
Get a PC. Spend 8 hours editing a video and realize you haven't had any exercise in the last 24 hours? Lift some weights.
Getting swole with the 15.
Getting frustrated with your video's performance on YouTube and need a little reminder? This goes here for whenever I get analysis
Bro, no
paralysis.
joke. I made that video, And I have that up to this day, and I look at it all the time. It's great.
Need something to write and or draw on to provide additional context and B-roll in these videos? Get a big notebook.
It's crazy. I was getting this shot, and I was like, man, I wrote a ton in this thing. But I'm so weird. Like, I will only write on the front of each page. I don't like to go to the back of pages. Sometimes I did some, but like I generally don't like to for whatever reason. Analysis paralysis is a clever saying. It is. That's not me though. That's not original. That's 100%. I don't take credit for that because it's not original. That's a pretty widely known YouTube thing. I don't want to say Mr. Beast coined it, but I think he did. I'm not certain. I think the schedule just came out. Good. On a Sunday for once. No, it's a really good thing though, because it's like you get stuck, right? With your analytics. It's so easy to just look at it and start looking at it and then just get sucked into it and then let it dictate your every move and also just let it dictate your entire existence. Like you get so I'm so guilty of this on a lot of cases where I'll, get in the analytics and I'll, make changes as a result, which I mean is in theory what you're supposed to do, but also for a creative it's like, bruh, you just gotta go with your gut, go with the intuition. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, analysis paralysis is a real deal. It's a real thing, very, very real. And then probably goes for a lot of other things too, just over analyzing your situation in general.
Don't know where to put all these little bits and bobs? Get a desk organizer.
I loved that right there because that was actually it looks like stop motion.
Don't know where to put all these little bits and bobs.
First of all, origami Yoda, but it looks like stop motion. It's just it actually what it is sped up like 10,000x. Also, Dad, what's up? So it looks like stop motion. It's just stupidly fastly sped up. I just love it. This whole just amazing.
Don't know where to put all these little bits and bobs?
Which is funny because so this desk organizer, I took everything out for that last shot for the 10x sped up. I took everything out and then set it there one by one and like had it underneath the overhead rig. So I got a shot of every single item that was in there and then sped it up 100 or 10,000 times and then put it all back and then
losing track of my ideas and all my thoughts in general.
Oh yeah, I'm on my fourth pocket notebook. There's so many things in this video to comment on. It's great. So many little things. But yeah, I've written so much down in these little notebooks. It's so wild.
Get a pocket notebook. Got the new Yeti microphone over 2 years ago and don't know where to put the stand? I still don't know where to put that thing. The Ethernet cable fell out while
I still don't know where to put that thing. This is funny because I'm talking next to the microphone.
Get a pocket notebook.
And it looks like I'm faking it. To me, it looks lip synced.
The new Yeti microphone over 2 years ago and don't know where to put the stand?
But it's real. Like I talked into the camera with a microphone I didn't use. This was a prop, but like I was talking in the. It just to me it looks like I lip synced it. It looks fake for some reason. I don't know. It's really cool though. But I was like, it's right here. I don't use it because I have the arm. Part of me wants to use it again, but also the arm is just so clutch. The arm is so clutch because it's like you move it any way you want, and like obviously you can move the stand anywhere you want to. But this is just a much more flexible situation. The stand. See, there's going to be a day where I figure out exactly what to do with it, and it's going to be perfect. So until that day comes, I'm not worried about it. I'm chilling.
I still don't know where to put that.
Still don't know where to put that.
The Ethernet cable fell out while I was streaming?
Bruh, that was so obnoxious.
I still don't know where to put that thing. The Ethernet cable fell out while I was streaming? Crimp it.
Bruh, listen.
Dropped out of...
The crimping sequence in this video was like 3-5 seconds. In real life, it was like 25-30 minutes because it was being incooperative. You have to like pair up the little guys and like put them in the thing the right way, and it was not working. It was being because they were the wires in the actual Ethernet cord were like tangled up real weird. So I had to like untangle them and like put them in the thing and like had to bend them a certain way and like do it a bunch of different times to get it to actually work. And golly, like no joke, the clip of me putting them, like crimping the thing and doing the whole thing, like 22 minutes or something. Crazy.
Cable fell out while I was streaming. Crimp it.
And I think the 27th was, I don't even remember what day it was. I don't know. I think it was a day I had to work. I think it was like before work on a Wednesday or something. But yeah, I was crunched for time a little bit. It's kind of stressing.
Dropped out of art school.
Oh, that was really cool too.
While I was streaming.
Going back. It was cool because I started this.
Got the new Yeti microphone over 2 years ago and don't know where to put the stand? I still don't know where to put that thing.
Okay.
The Ethernet cable fell out
So
while
it fell out. Boom. We have no internet.
streaming.
That's the start of that sequence, and then we have boom, 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 cut, 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 and then watch this. Boom. We have internet again. I got shooting it while it clicked back on. So I was like, yes. And you can also tell it took 20 minutes to get it done because it was 1:19 when I did it the first time.
Dropped out of art school because I hated it, but then felt the insatiable need to create something beautiful. Spray paint my door.
Fun fact, okay, so the conflict was dropped out of art school because I hated it, and then later on felt the insatiable need to create something beautiful. So I used the word insatiable like just on instinct, and then after the clip was recorded, I had to go back and look up the word to make sure I used it correctly, and I did, which was awesome because I was like, that sounds and it feels right. It just I'm not confident that I know what it means. So I went back and I looked it up, and it turns out it's unable to be satisfied. So, yeah.
Office trash can keep falling over when you're trying to move it? Give it some wheels.
I thought this was cool too. So I listed all these conflicts, right? All of these past conflicts. And I think, it's funny. I was talking about how in the beginning I really wanted to make a video about this space. But I also really wanted to make a video building the base for the trash can, but that was too small of a thing. And the studio I was like, and this is actually like my brain actually, which that last one, I love that it's one you needed to do right there. Dude, you're on the right track, because here's the thing. So that was one I needed to do. I had two in my brain. I'm realizing this now. I'm putting it into words now, and I'm realizing it all together. In my brain, I had two separate conflicts. I wanted to build this thing. I wanted to fix the thing, the trash can with the wheels and whatnot. And I also had this office video idea. I wanted to talk about the space, but I didn't know how to storyize it. Didn't know how to make it into a story. So the story is, I want to make a video about the office, but I don't know what the conflict is. Let's think back to all these other conflicts. The final conflict that I'm thinking about is the one at hand right now. And so the rest of the video from addressing the conflicts on is me addressing the final conflict, which, in a sense, finishes the office. Like this is the part of the thing that I love so much because it's all the things are lining up and it's click, 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 click. It's all clicking. So I wanted to make the office video. I don't know how to do that. I wanted to make a video about putting wheels on the trash can. That's not a big enough of a thing. It's too simple. There needs to be some substance to it. Put them together, we have a video, and I think a dandy one, a dandy good video. So epic stuff. And then from this point on, I'm just resolving that conflict. And the music changes, the mood changes, like everything. We shift gears into Act 3. Act 3. Boom. I just realized, that was supposed to be a jump cut. Boom. Should have cut right about there and zoomed in on the wheels. Oh. And then it's so cool too, I think, because the first basically half of this video was talk nonstop. The last third is almost zero dialogue. It's obviously there's some at the very end, but this whole putting the trash can wheels together, not a single scrap of dialogue. It's all just montage. So that's something to keep in mind too. I think that's interesting. At first I was kind of insecure about that. I was like, but I also need to learn that I don't always have to talk in these videos, bro. Sometimes it doesn't help. Sometimes it doesn't contribute. But in this case, I think it went really well because I was like, boom, 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 conflicts, and then you're just watching it unfold. So this was a cool little thing. So I already had the I got this shot right here of showing that's about where the hole is going to go in the trash can. And I didn't, the trash can was too tall, and the top of the trash can was about here. The camera lens was about here. So I had like very little space to drill the hole. So what I did was I drilled the hole, but used the sound effect underneath me putting the drilled trash can back under the camera. So like, see this? See, you're seeing, okay, the hole was drilled, and you're hearing the drill. So the intention behind that was, all right, the drill's going, there's a hole, context clues, he drilled the hole in the trash can. What you thought was going to happen. So you got the hole through the thing. Okay, we're setting this up. And then it's gone, putting it back. Wheels. Also, between that, fun fact, the first hole that I drilled into the piece of wood was, I believe it was a 5/16 bit. It was too small, so I used a 3/8 bit afterwards. But I cut all that out because that was pointless. So you only saw me drilling it with the 5/16 bit, but you didn't see that I actually used the 3/8 bit. So it's like, yeah, that's a little secretive stuff. This is why you watch these director's commentaries, because there's all these little things that are in the video you don't know about. Because I'm a sneaky boy. But yeah. Because the screw is 3/8 inch, I figured let's get a little bit smaller of a hole just so that it like kind of stays put and doesn't strip or whatever. Doesn't strip the wood. But then it was too tight, so I went back and redid it. But yeah, that's the thing. Threw the old nut in there, screwed it down, and then... This is so cool. Watch this again. So I tighten it down, music cuts, it rolls, and then it hits the wall, crops in, and then we cut to a new feeling, a new vibe. Haha, it's done. POV, you're the trash can. GoPro on the trash can. This is why we bought the GoPro almost a year ago. This is why it exists, because of this shot right here. So this makes me on a little tangent real quick. So one of the things I've always struggled with in these videos, and in my videos in general, garbage truck, guys! So one of the things I've always struggled with is, what is my thing? What do I bring to the table that is unique about me? Like, what is my thing that I can provide in these videos that is something you can't necessarily get anywhere else? I think I've learned that, first of all, the overhead drawing stuff is like, it's cool, but it's not necessarily me. Like, it's obviously really cool stuff, but like, I stole that from Casey Neistat. Like, he does a lot of drawing on things and writing stuff, but I do it in a slightly different way with my little notebook and my pretty colored Sharpies and stuff. But what I think is becoming my thing is my angle reminds me of ASAP Science. Ooh, yeah, it does. Reminds me of all that Draw My Life stuff. But I think something that's really me is my lens, my internal lens, my intuition, my instinct of figuring out unique and creative shots. Because like this, I don't see any person on YouTube that I've ever seen that would make this garbage can with the wheels and then instantly think, okay, put a GoPro on it. Get a POV shot of the wheels and the trash can. Nobody I've ever watched on YouTube, I think, would do that. And that, to me, that shot really validated that in me. It's like, that's my thing. My thing is being as creative as possible with what I have. So, like, using the GoPro and, like, sticking it who knows where. And that's why I need the GoPro. That's why the GoPro is something that's good for me, a good tool for me. Because I'm not going to go skiing, I'm not going to go surfing, I'm not going to jump off of stuff. I'm going to stick this little bitty camera in every nook and cranny I can find and get a creative shot out of it. Attempt to anyway. So that's a really cool thing. That's why this shot, as simple as it is, as very plain as it is, it means a lot to me because it really helped to validate that idea that that's what I do. I do the super creative shots. And also, shout out to Evan Lindy, subscribe. He helped me to see that as well because he's like, dude, that's your thing. It's the creative shots. And it's really easy to find out what your thing is if you're not the one, like, if somebody else, like, if you get all these comments, it's like, oh, you're really good at this, you're really good at this, and it's the same thing, it's consistent. It's like, man, because also, you know, as individuals, we're super, super critical of ourselves, and we, you know, are hypercritical and whatever. And so it's harder to see what can be perceived as unique, because to me, that's just how I operate, right? Super creatively and things like that. It's just how my brain works. It's just how I operate in general. But when it's perceived as, holy crap, that's really cool, or like that's something I've never seen before, that's when it's like, okay, I got you, cool. So anyway, it's really special to me that is a thing that I'm coming up with, and learning about myself is that's sort of where my uniqueness on the platform is. Because that's one of the biggest parts about growing, is like figuring out what makes you and your content unique. Because there's like tons of other stuff on the platform that you got to compete with. So it's about finding what makes you stick out, which is cool. Boom. And the dating stuff and the writing, like, that's a Van Neistat original, right? Well, he stole it from somebody too, but that's where that came from as well, dating the stuff, because it's cool. Like, I look back, okay, it was in June, and I was like, shoot, it's been a year since I made the overhead shooting rig. I would have not known that had I not stolen that from Van Neistat, like the writing the date on the thing, right? Like, that's cool. Yeah. Built that on the 27th. Because it kept and that's fun fact, this is shot on my phone, and this is shot on the ZV-1, but right about, like, it cut off there. The camera died about there. So I reshot it on my phone, so like the start of the writing was on my camera, and then the finish of it was on my phone, because it died. The camera died. So that's cool. Like, I went through, with this video, this is a relatively rare thing. I went through almost all 3 of my camera batteries. I had one in when I started, and then they were all, like, had I not charged them in the middle, they would have all died. They would have all died, which is something I haven't done in a while.
As this space has evolved,
so there's like, this is an important piece of the story, because I wrote the conflict on the piece that I made. The why of building this thing, because it's not just a piece of wood that I stuck underneath my trash can. There's a reason for it, because it kept on falling over. And so that is important for this, because it's like the video is all about the conflicts, and this is the conflict this is the big conflict in the video, or one of the big conflicts, whatever.
As this space has evolved, it has faced and experienced many conflicts. Most of them are seemingly small, but when I look back at them, they have a tremendous effect on the overall day-to-day functionality of this space. I think this space represents sort of my creative vision, and in a way, because of how it evolves and how it has evolved over time, it almost feels like it's alive. Like this
sort of came, like, I kind of just said this all off my ass a little bit. Like, it just kind of was like coming off the top of my head. But really, it's true. Like, all these things I'm talking about in this back end of the video, it's like, there's something different about being in any other place than being here, like, in my brain creatively. Because, like, this, I think it goes for any creator or any person, like any creative person or anybody, like, their space, right? If you're in that space, it's like designated for this frame of mind, then you're going to be much more effective in that frame of mind, in that space, if that makes sense. So, like, this is why moving to a new place is sad. You're leaving the essence and memories behind. Dude, bruh, you had to, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough around here. But, like, the way I think of it is, like, say a painter. Say if a painter has a paint studio, right? You couldn't do the same painting in your living room that you could in your painting studio, because when you're in your painting studio, you are surrounded by painting, however that may manifest itself. Like, whatever makes you want, like, you can want to paint anywhere, but when you're in that painting studio, when you're in that painting space, it's like a whole nother level of vibe, right? Like you're locked in. There's nothing in the world that could distract you from that. You're just kind of there, lasered in, like just flow state. It's crazy. It's crazy how it works. It's just absolutely wild, but it's something that's super, super cool. Something that I think it took a while. It took a little while for that to sort of be, but also you can't do the same stuff because it's messy. That's true. With the paint example, this is facts. It is messy. And that can be said for a lot of different ones too. Like I couldn't just make videos anywhere because like there's things that need to be observed, right? And like say for a musician like yourself, you can't just do the saxophone at 2 a.m. wherever or whatever. Like you can't just you can't play your saxophone at 6 o'clock in the morning at home. You can do it at school, you can't do it at home because the place where you are meant to, like the place that you have designated to play your instrument is like you're locked in and you're there and you're doing it. That's where your mind is. If your physical is surrounded by the thing that you're trying to do, your mind won't be distracted as much because you are surrounded by the thing, right? I think that's one of the reasons that the space has that effect is because like all there is video making to a degree type of stuff. Like everything I've ever needed or ever like almost every single video on my entire channel has taken place, like even if it's a second of a video, like the end or whatever, has just about been recorded in this room. Whether it's the whole entire video or the end where I like wrap it all together and like thank you for watching, that kind of stuff. But like everything in one way or another has something to do with something in here, which I think is really cool. And I think it makes the videos a lot better because they, at least as of recently, the videos don't feel as distracted, right? Like I'm getting better at sort of lasering in a point and like getting it. I've noticed I love playing and practicing in my band room better than I did in a practice room. Oh yeah, practice room, dude. The practice, even when I was in there, like we were, I wasn't obviously practicing my instrument, but like if I was ever in a practice room, it sort of felt cell-like you had to lock yourself in there, and it was restricted access, and like it felt kind of, I don't know, felt kind of weird. Like it wasn't a creative zone, if that makes, like it didn't feel like a very creative place. The practice room, it just felt very mechanical. Didn't feel very artsy. Didn't feel very flowy. Felt more, this is your space. This is your little square. You go in here and you do it for 30 minutes and then your time is up, right? It didn't feel like you were getting any real progress done. Love playing in the band room. So many good vibes. It's all about the vibes, dude. The vibes are unmatched, dude. You gotta have the vibes. If you don't have the vibes, you gotta have the vibes. You gotta have the vibes. That's why I love making videos in here, because it's like the vibes. I'm in here. Once that fun-looking door closes behind me, it's like everything is just boop, it's gone. We're in on this thing. That's why, honestly, for the making of the videos, yes, but for the editing of the video, it's like so clutch, because like, man, I'm just nose to the ever-loving grindstone. Man. Also, totally off topic, but I know Dad's in the chat, and I don't know if he still is, but I wanted to make mention of his idea because it's awesome. And also, I'm thinking about making videos, and daily always comes into my head. But so I want to do Vlogmas again this year, and the way I want to do it is partially Dad's idea. One of the things I want to feature in every daily vlog in December, I want to feature me building 1 day worth of Lego Advent Calendar. Yes, Vlogmas! Let's go! 'Cause I remember at the start, or like the end of last year, I was like, let's do daily vlogs in 2023. First of all, that would have sucked. But also, no, the idea that Dad gave me was, for every vlog in Vlogmas, it's like, so I would buy a Lego Advent Calendar. Probably Lego Star Wars. But I would open up each day at the start, or, at a certain point in each vlog. That way, every day, not only did you get a new vlog, but you got to see what the next thing in the Advent calendar was. So like the vlog itself was like an advent calendar, and I'm like, that is the best idea ever. That's genius. So I'm gonna do that. Like, and if I had to pre-record, like I'm gonna make Vlogmas happen this year. I'm like almost positive I'm gonna make it happen. Whether if I had to pre-record, so be it. I'm gonna do that. Whatever. Especially if I get like iced in here, I got time, bro. So, yes, Vlogmas is gonna happen this year. I'm like 99.899% positive that Vlogmas is happening. And it's 100%. If it happens, like if a 99% chance it happens, if it does happen, it will contain an advent calendar of Lego. It will. I don't care. Like even if like I don't care what type of advent calendar. It's going to be a Lego advent calendar featured in the because then you see what happens is at the very least if there's nothing at all of any interest going on that day, I have the Lego advent calendar to fall back on. So like say if it's on a random Tuesday, I'm like whatever. It's gonna be boom, and I can I just totally lost my train of thought. No, so if there's nothing going on that day, I can fall back on the advent calendar. So like say there's nothing really vlog worthy, I could just do the advent calendar and like talk for 5 minutes or whatever. But I would also like to make them like decently high quality, like say 8-minute videos because I had revenue, but no, I want to make them good. I don't want to just like post a video every day. I still want to make them good. So and hopefully by that point I would have like a consistent base audience to like get a lot of people to watch them all the time. It'd be really sick. Because also, it'd be dope to be like properly monetized by my birthday. In the next 5 months or whatever. But because we're closing in really hard on 3,000 hours, so I'll be in the program, and then by the time I hit 4,000, I'll be like locked in. But I think really, it's just a matter of time. Like it's always been a matter of time, but now it's like especially a matter of time. So, cool stuff. But anyway, yes, Vlogmas is like 99% chance, and if it happens, it's gonna have the Lego Advent Calendar to go along with it. Dude, your mindset of videos, Vlogmas has so much potential to be freaking amazing, bro. It could be epic. Like this Vlogmas, like that's another thing. What if Vlogmas is like what takes the channel to the next level? Like what if that's what it takes? Like what if I do 25 or whatever straight uploads, and then as a result of that, it just blows up? Like what if that happens? That could be wild. Which is something that they talk about on YouTube a lot. They say you gotta be ready. Like you gotta have a plan for in case it blows up. What if Vlogmas is your thing? It could be my thing. It could be a thing I do every year. It used to be a big popular thing that everyone used to do, but I think it's since fallen off, at least with popular people, popular creators, but like super popular creators. But no, I think one of the things that they always talk about is like you need to be prepared because you never know which of your videos is going to like snap and go crazy, right? So you need to have sort of a plan in place to prepare and to be able to sustain a giant spike in views like that. Because a lot of times, you'll see people go stupidly viral on something and then not be prepared for it and fall off really quickly. Like they have the limelight for a while and they just are dead, right? But the trick is having, say, a backlog of content. The trick is, respecting that audience and like engaging with that audience is like it's a thing you gotta take very special care in doing. But dude, I love Vlogmas. Adds to the already good vibes of the holidays. Hey, it's gonna be a fun one. I think I'm excited for it. I haven't done daily videos in so long. The closest thing I've done to daily vlog since the daily vlog was the daily podcast. And obviously there was like 4 day a week, but that was a whole thing. Honestly, I might think that I don't know. It all happened at the right time, so it works out. But anyway, let's get to the last minute of this video, gang. I'm excited, dude. I'm hyped for some Vlogmas. I'm hyped for it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a great time.
Space is.
I think before we keep going, I'm gonna probably do it like, December or November 31st or whatever the last day of November is. That's when December 1st will come out. Like I'm gonna do them the day before, have them come out because it's gonna be maddening enough just doing it in general. But like I work on Tuesdays 8 to 6. Could you imagine trying to get a video out by 8 p.m. on Tuesday? Like that would be no. 30th. I thought so. I was just, don't matter. Doesn't matter. The 31st, whatever. I don't care. The last day of November. But no, I'm going to record these like the day before, right? And have them come out the day of. So, that being said, November 30th, I will record and edit, whatever, the vlog for the 1st. Count your knuckles. Bro, I don't know all the tricks. I don't know the tricks, whatever. But my point is, okay, let me get to my point. It's going to be epic. So, the 30th, I'm going to do the vlog for the 1st, and so on and so forth. I should be good, to make that happen. My only concern is obviously the days that I work, and really my only concerns are Mondays and Tuesdays. Mondays, I usually work 10 to 8. Tuesdays, I'm 8 to 6. So, like, 10 to 8, because the vlog is coming out the following day, I can spend, all up until work. And really, it's just going to be a lot of discipline, too, because, like, if I'm going to do it, I got to get up earlier. Therefore, I got to go to bed earlier. I got to get up earlier before work. Like, say I work at 10. I usually get up at, like, 7 or 8, then come in and get coffee, what have you. But, see, then, I'm here, Dad, lagging. Oh, that's fair. But before work, say I get up at, like, say for Sunday night or, like, Monday morning, I get up at, like, 6 or 6:30 or 7, right? And then, like, immediately start the vlog and, like, do the advent calendar. I'll keep it in here in the office. That way it's like a consistent boom, boom, bam. I can always have it here. And then, I'll have that. I'll come and I'll do that, and like even like get some footage, my day, start to edit, whatnot, do all that stuff. And really for Vlogmas, I'm only gonna have to do that kind of stuff, like the Monday thing, the Tuesday, like the days I work, only like 3 times. Like 25 days is not that, like it's not that many weeks, right? So there'll be some strategizing as far as getting the videos made when the work week is happening, which again, I can do it. I've done it before. But see, I was thinking about this, and the last time I did Vlogmas, on the days that I worked, I only worked like 6-hour days. Now I work 10-hour days. So it's a little bit different, but I'm still going to make it happen because I want to do it. And that's all it takes. Like I got to want to. And obviously, like if I'm out of town or whatever, like I can pre-record stuff on the days. I can make it happen, right? I'll have the schedules and all the stuff in enough notice to where I can just make it happen. And then, it'd be cool. It'll be great. I'm excited. Director's commentary. Let's watch the rest of this video, gang.
The vessel through which these videos you're watching are created. And without all of these...
It's my creative vessel. It's my little pod. My little capsule of creativity. It's wise.
Beautiful little conflicts. These videos can't exist. The stuff that I make cannot exist. At least not in the way that it currently does.
GoPro time-lapse.
There's a very special energy about this particular space. I almost feel like every time I'm here and I'm in this cubicle, I can tap into a part of my brain that can't necessarily be tapped into otherwise. Being in a space such as this, I think allows me to...
Can you please put a sign on your door that says Capsule of Creativity? That's kind of sick, actually. I kind of like that. Speaking of the door! The door! Bruh, when I move, unless I can just take it with me and, like, replace the apartment door with it, but, like, that's... like, bro, that's my door. Bro, that's kind of sad, I'm not even gonna lie. My door, man.
Cool.
That is something we'll have to figure out. I have to, like, print out a life-size picture of it and, like, tape it to my... Take the door with you, dude. Is it allowed to, like, unscrew the door in the apartment and then, like, put a new door in? Hey, if it's possible, it's gonna happen.
Close off everything else and just focus on pure...
Because that's like a staple. It's like the background, man. It's the background. It's gotta stay. It's gotta stay.
Creation. The brain flows in ways that it just doesn't otherwise. So what started out as a mere closet, has ended up, over the years, becoming almost its own entity. What once was just a little corner that didn't really mean anything has now become a capsule of creativity.
Okay, another thing. The capsule of creativity cut. Okay, what's this? Notice I don't have an earbud.
That didn't really mean anything.
Right?
Has now become a capsule of creativity. And
now there's an earbud. let me explain this. This is a fun little thing. I explained this to Maddie earlier whenever we were watching it. So the reason that this exists. So this shot, everything pre this shot was recorded, right? It was whatever. This shot was made when I had to edit almost like 100% done. I just had to, so I added this last shot to add some additional, like to tie everything together to myself to make it make more sense. So I had the earbud in. I was too lazy to like take it out and like set everything up the same way. So I was like, screw it. It's cool. It's for those at the end of the video that want to pay attention. But this was after the edit. This was post-edit. So yeah, this is why it looks slightly different. I had to like put my hat back on and all that kind of stuff to make it look similar, but you said as long as you replace it back when you move out. True that. And I mean doors, although it could be a different type of door, it could be a whole lame. I might actually like take a picture of it and like blow it up really big and like cut it out and then put it, like tape it to the door. That'd be so funny, wouldn't it?
Through all these conflicts that this space has endured, small or large, it has shaped it into what it is today. And that's really special.
Oh yeah. And see, then we have the end screen, which is so cool, my favorite thing, but the little video emblems are too big. They're too big. I slightly underestimated the size of the things, which sucks because like it would have been really, really cool to like have it all lined up because like see underneath there's the text. Let's see here. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, like there's it didn't quite line up the way I wanted it to, that's the point. But let's get back to chat view. That way I can see the actual chat. Okay, take the door with you. Okay, blah blah blah. It's coming down. Okay. Or legit just take it with you and use it as decor. Door. Ooh, take it as decor. That's actually smart. Chat view, hello. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be clever, actually. Use it as decor. I could. I just love my door. I want to keep my door. Like, I have an emotional attachment to my door. As wacky as that sounds, I have an attachment to the door. Can I get a laugh at my pun? Did door. It's cool. It's a good one. It's good pun. Jolly good pun there, old pal. Nah, dude. I'm gonna take basically everything, with exception of probably the foam, because like the foam you gotta screw into the wall. Well, okay, I screwed it into the wall with like drywall screws. Not necessarily do you have to screw it in the wall, because like I could just take whatever I can make it work, right? I could probably do it. I might take that with me. No joke, I'll probably take everything but like the shelf, because it's screwed in, and then like trash, and then I'll have to figure out a place for the overhead rig, and then it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great to have a new space and like start from scratch and like build it up the way I want it in that particular space. But like, it's gonna be something. Command strips don't work very well according to the Kiwi. Mounting tape, yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things about command strips from all the people I've talked to in college and like Maddie and stuff. I've heard they just rip the paint out of the wall, same as everything else. So, yeah. Now that's what the security deposit's for. Like, you know what? You gotta pay the security deposit, but like, if you don't get it back, whatever. I mean, it do be that way sometimes. So maybe it's not a big deal, but also, I don't know. And also the golf with your friends poster, I gotta figure something out for that, because like that can't be screwed in. Hopefully, if I can, maybe they'll let us do small things like that. I don't know. It just depends on where we go, I guess. But either way, dude, crazy. I love this video. It's like I said at the very beginning, I was like kind of on it at first, but now I like really dig it, because the space means so much to me personally that I just really am happy with how this ended up, how this video turned out. Remember, an hour and 10 minutes. Good grief, that's crazy. Better. Oh, also, since y'all are here, let me give an update on the watch time. We're chilling at 2,832 hours. getting closer and closer. 3,000 hours is on the horizon, my gang, my friends. And also, we've been quietly getting a bunch of subscribers, so that's cool. We hit 3,000 like not that long ago, middle of September-ish, and now we're at 3,027. So it's good. Pretty good. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, dude. I'm gonna sign off here. This was a really good commentary, really good video. Thank you for tuning in and making it happen. It's hard. Like it's cool and it's possible without people in the chat, but also it's like so much more fun with people in the chat, because then there's people that can like add into the conversation about the video and like say things that you notice and like commentate on that and like bounce back and forth. It's super dope. So thank you for being here. All three of you, according to YouTube and my phone. So like that's like 2 real people and then my phone. But thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you for 30 podcasts as well. Boom, 30 podcast. Let's go.